And so what happened was Elimelech and Naomi, Mahlon and Chilion, because of the famine, they went down to Moab. And while they were down in Moab, Elimelech died. Not only that, but Mahlon and Chilion died. Now they'd taken them wives, Mahlon and Chilion, the two boys. They'd taken them wives while they were down there. And the only ones of the family that were left were Naomi, the wife of Elimelech, and the two Gentile daughter-in-laws. And whenever Naomi, she hears how the Lord had given the people bread back in Bethlehem, Judah, so she said, I'm going to get up. I'm going to, just like the prodigal son in the pig pen, he said, my father's servants have bread to spare. And he said, I'm perished with hunger. I'll arise and go to the father's house. And so Naomi said, I'm going to go back to Bethlehem, Judah, and go back to the place of blessing. And so she arose to go back, and the two daughter-in-laws wanted to go with her, these Gentile daughter-in-laws, and she tried to discourage them. She was so backslidden herself, she tried to discourage them. And she was very bitter about everything. In fact, whenever she gets back to the city and the folks say, is that Naomi? And the name Naomi meant pleasant one. And Naomi, she said, well, don't call me Naomi. Don't call me pleasant. She said, just call me Mara, bitter. She said, the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. And she was very bitter even though going back. And so whenever she gets back, she discourages one of the daughter-in-laws, and Ruth, she comes. She had married Mahlon, and of course Mahlon died. So Ruth, the other daughter-in-law, she comes back with Naomi. Now the person that redeems Naomi and redeems all that Naomi had lost had also to take Ruth to raise up seed to the household of Elimelech. And he had to marry Ruth, and Ruth was a Gentile. So the law of the kinsman redeemer in Israel was this, that a kinsman redeemer, the nearest kinsman, had first of all, the obligation, responsibility to do so, and that was to purchase back everything that had been lost. Now, when this restoration comes to Israel, then when Israel is blessed and her redeemer, her kinsman redeemer, comes back to her, then the Gentiles are going to get blessed just like Ruth got blessed there in the book of Ruth. And God is going to restore to Israel that which she's lost. Now, folks, that's a lot of things happening. But you know, the disciples asked Jesus in Acts 1:6. They said, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom of Israel? And the Lord said, it's not for you to know the times or the seasons. And you know, Israel's in a position here where they don't know the times or seasons. Although they thought they were seeing many things, they could not know the times or seasons. And certainly no Gentile living here can know anything about times or seasons of pointing out that the Lord's got to come next year, or the Lord's got to come tomorrow. He's going to come 1883 or 1885 or 1985 or 2000. No person is in place or position to say, I can count the Lord's coming. We can look at the Word of God, we can see the general things here, but that's all we can see. We're in a timeless, signless period of time, and whenever God deals with Israel, they have signs and times and whatever. And the Gentiles are going to be blessed just like Ruth was blessed there in Ruth chapter 4 when Jesus comes back. Let's stand together.